Hi everybody. So today we're going to be talking about adaptive immunity, and basically there's two parts to adaptive immunity. There's the humoral immunity and the cell-mediated immunity. And the difference between the two is that in humoral immunity, that's basically when the microbes, or basically the parts of the microbes called antigens, are floating throughout the body, and basically your B cells and T cells make antibodies to fight them off as a response to those antigens being in the body. Cell-mediated immunity is when pathogens have gotten inside a cell, and now your body has to do something to get rid of those, which usually results in the cell being killed. In this case, we're not making antibodies, and in this case, we usually don't use B cells to help fight it off. So let's take a look, and if you notice, I have lines here. So what we're going to pretend is like this is the inside of a lymph node. Okay, so if you recall from our last video, we talked about having antigens that were free-floating in the lymph system, and they're going to come into the lymph node. So in the lymph node, I have my B cell, okay? And we're going to call this a naive B cell. And what I mean by a naive B cell is that this B cell hasn't been activated yet. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So inside of here, I have my DNA, right? And I also have receptors on here. So I'm going to draw my receptor over here. Now, this is a receptor that is just basically designed to catch anything that may have a certain shape that comes in. So there's different types of receptors on here. So imagine, like if I had a round one, I'd have one designed to catch round antigens, another one to catch triangular ones, etc. So here comes my antigen, and my antigen is going to land on this receptor. And by the way, the name of this receptor is very easy to name. We call this a B cell receptor, or BCR for short. So that's a BCR, B cell receptor. Now, what's going to happen is this is going to be pulled inside of the B cell. So my B cell is going to pull it in. And then what's going to happen is there's going to be signals sent to the DNA. And what the DNA is going to do is it is going to make something called MCH2, which if you recall in the last video, we were talking about MCH2 being on the macrophage and it helped present the antigen. Okay, so that's what's going to happen here. So here comes my MCH2 that's been made, and it's going to get around this. All right, and this is the MCH2. I'm sorry, MHC2. I'm saying MCH. It's MHC2, major histocompatibility complex. And then what that's going to do is that's going to take this antigen and it's going to present it. Okay, so B cells are antigen presenting cells, just like macrophages are. So now I've got my MHC2 with my antigen presented on the outside. Okay, so just this is MHC2, and that's the antigen. So I'm just going to write antigen right here just to keep it out of the way. Now, if you recall, the macrophage basically looked like this. It has the antigen on the outside. So here comes the macrophage now, and it's going to come inside of my lymph node, right? And here's my MHC2. Right, there's my MHC2 also, and here's the antigen. All right, and there's the antigen on there. Now, what's going to happen now is the same thing that happened here. Just by chance, I am going to have a T cell that has a receptor that can fit around this. All right, so there's my T cell receptor, and just like over here, you're probably figured out, we're going to call this TCR, T cell receptor. Okay, and I'm also going to have, let me draw my T cell real quick. This is my T cell. And then again, this is also a naive T cell. This is a naive T cell right here. So I'm going to write that right here, naive T cell. And that just means it hasn't been activated yet. So now, also on here that's going to fit on there is another type of receptor that will fit on here also. This receptor is called Cd4. Okay, that's a Cd4 receptor, that's right there. So now, here's what's going to happen, is these get bonded on there. Now, once these are bonded on there, and I'm just gonna put this right here, that's my nucleus, and inside all nuclei, we have DNA. So now, what's going to happen is this. Once this is bonded, my macrophage is going to release something called interleukin. And it's going to release interleukin 1, which is going to go up to the naive T cell, and basically it's going to start to activate it. But that's not all that happens. When these bond, the inside of the T cell, the T helper cell, will actually form a substance called Cd3, and that's going to send signals over to the DNA to activate it. So I got two things so far. I got interleukin 1, and I have Cd3 to activate the DNA. Now the other thing that's going to happen is coming off of here, I have a protein called B7. And over here, I have a receptor called C28. So this is going to come and it's going to bond onto this also. Now that all these are done, oh, and this is going to co-stimulate. So this is my B28. When this attaches to it, it's a co-stimulator. So it co-stimulates, right? So it's going to also co-stimulate my DNA. So I have my interleukin 1, I have my CD3, and I have my B7 with the C28 are going to stimulate the DNA. Now what's going to happen with the DNA is outside here, I have another receptor. That's right here. Once these three things stimulate the DNA is going to release interleukin 2. Okay, it's called interleukin 2. And what interleukin 2 is going to do is it's going to come and it's going to attach that receptor, and it's going to cause the T cell to do something. I'm going to show you in just a minute. But first of all, it's going to activate the T cell. So this is called autocrine. Autocrine is when a cell basically activates itself. Okay, so now I got the L2. But the other thing that's going to happen is floating around in here, I also have another one called interleukin 4. Interleukin 4 is also going to stimulate this, okay? Oh my gosh, where did interleukin 4 come from, right? Because we know interleukin 1 came from here, interleukin 2 came from there. Where did interleukin 4 come from? We'll tell you in just a minute. So now that I have interleukin 4 and interleukin 2 stimulating this T cell, it becomes active, so now it's an active T cell. And when it becomes active, what it's going to do is it's going to start to multiply. And when it multiplies, it's going to make T helper cells number 2, Th2 cells. Okay? There's Th2 cells. Now, what do the Th cells do? Well, one of these is going to come over to here, right? And these are also going to have receptors on them. And it is going to bond with this antigen on this B cell that's right here. So here's my Th cell, my T helper cell, Th2. And now, because it's bonded onto there, it's going to release, you guessed it, and where did my color go? It's going to release interleukin 4. That's where the interleukin 4 comes from, is these T helper cells. All right? But this one came from T helper cells that were already in the lymph node and had produced interleukin 4. So now this is going to release interleukin 4, which is going to cause this to multiply. All right, so my interleukin 4 with interleukin 2 over here caused my T cell to become active and multiply. One of those comes over here, and now my T helper cell is going to release interleukin 4 over here, and it's going to cause this to multiply. So now I'm going to start to get B cells. All right, and here are my B cells. All right, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of these, okay? And when we see this, this is called clonal expansion. Okay, so the fact that I have the T cells here releasing the interleukin 4, I get clonal expansion. These start to multiply. So I'm just going to put beads on the inside of these. Now, if we come back over here, what's going to happen is I am going to get the release of more things. Another one I'm going to get is something called interleukin 5. Now, interleukin 5 is going to work on these B cells, and it can make them do one of two different things. These B cells can either go on and become memory B cells. And what a memory B cell is, it's a B cell. It's going to have the MHC2 receptor on here. So that way, the next time this pathogen comes in, the body's ready for it. Okay? So that's one of the things it can do. It can make memory B cells, or what it can do, it can cause these to go on to become plasma cells. All right, that's the interleukin 5. Now, what interleukin 5 is also going to do is, I only drew one, but you got to realize it's making a line. It's going to also go on, and it can cause differentiation of my plasma cells. These Th cells also release something called interleukin 6. Interleukin 6 will also work on these, right? So it's interleukin 5 and interleukin 6 working on these. These are going to go on, and they are going to make antibodies. And like we said before, what happens is in adaptive immunity or in humoral immunity, we make antibodies, and then these are going to go out and they're going to attack the microbes that are still out in the body. All right, so that's basically it for our humoral immunity. And thank you so much for watching.